All year, cartoonists around the world have been putting their pens to paper, interpreting and documenting the events in Ukraine. The international network Cartooning for Peace has released a special edition book in partnership with rights group Amnesty International and France 24's parent organization, France Média Monde. It's titled Fichez-nous la paix, or Leave Us in Peace. It comes out on March 2nd. It features 120 drawings from cartoonists around the world. Among them are 6 illustrations from prize-winning Ukrainian cartoonist Vladimir Kazanevsky. Now, you may remember him. He was on set a few months ago, and we're very pleased to have him back with us again as we mark the one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion. Vladimir Kazanevsky, welcome back. Thank you for being here on what I imagine might be a difficult day for you. Can you start by just telling us how it feels to think that it's been an entire year since that invasion started?
Thank you very much for the invitation. Yes, it's 1 year of the great war, of terrible war, and many Ukrainian people died. It's very sadly.
And you yourself, where were you 1 year ago today when the invasion began?
I made my cartoon at 4 o'clock in the morning, and afterwards I have listened explosions. And thought that it's a war begin. But I looked watching on my watch and thought that the Russian troops began the war at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's made by Putin. And I remember it somewhat of think from the Second World War. In this thing, it was words that Kiev bombed at 4 o'clock in the morning. I thought that Hitler bombed Kiev at 4 in the morning, and now Putin bombed Kiev in the 4 in the morning. So I began cross out my cartoon, which I preparing, and made a cartoon about Putin and Hitler.
Wow. And we're seeing some of your cartoons here. I want to talk to you about one of them, take a closer look at it. It appears in the book. It shows Vladimir Putin holding up a globe that he's targeted with nuclear missiles. It's not the one we see there. There it is. But we see that the missiles are actually strapped to him in sort of a suicide vest. Can you explain the idea behind this one?
Yes, of course. I think that when Putin began this war, he have been the act of suicide of Putin, but not exactly just in this time. But it will be, I think, soon, because Putin would like to destroy all the world, but it will be end that he will destroy himself and destroy Russia, destroy Putin Russia. And it can be in future Russia will be democratic country or something like that.
And the last time that you were on set on France 24 a few months ago, you said that you rarely made political cartoons before the invasion, but that in order to fight Russian propaganda, you yourself became a propagandist. That's quite a strong choice of words. Do you consider that your cartoons are propaganda?
Yes. I thought that I had a dream that I will make again funny cartoons, philosophical cartoons, coloring cartoons. But my soul said to me that no, it's the war, it's impossible, sorry. And I made in the same way cartoons anti-propaganda, propaganda against Putin regime, and from time to time about cartoons what will happen in future as a war.
And when you just close your eyes and think about the war, are there any images that come to mind in particular?
It's a very difficult question because cartoon art it's like poetry. For example, the idea came from the air. From time to time. From time to time, I have to think a few days about cartoon and quickly, in 15 minutes, draw these cartoons. But ideas of cartoon against Putin have fundamentation that I hate Putin, I hate Putin regime, and I would like that Ukraine will have victory. So on this foundation, my creation is based.
And I asked that question because looking through this book, there are a lot of kind of visual themes that emerge from all of the world's cartoonists that are featured. Many of them express admiration for Vladimir Zelensky as and depict him as really a heroic figure. How do you feel about him as a leader, and has your opinion of him changed as you've seen him lead throughout this war?
For the first time, I would like to say about this book, because it's very, very important to Ukraine to look around what are doing cartoonists about this war, because not everybody in the world support Ukraine, of course. And it's for me have been big surprise that mostly cartoonists are thinking only about victory of Ukraine. It's for example, I have been on the festival in Saint-Just La Martel, a cartoon festival, editorial cartoons. And on this festival, I find that more than 1,000 cartoons about the war in Ukraine, and also the cartoons support Putin. And many of these cartoons are in this book. And I know that in this book there are depicted cartoons of well-known cartoonists all over the world. It's the best cartoonist, editorial cartoonist. And this book is very, very important now on this time. Yes. And Putin. Yes, I think that Putin is a leader of Russia. And Putin is a great propagandist in the world, because he took the best idea from Second World War, from Hitler, from Himmler, and he used these ideas very, very usefully in propaganda just now, in this time. And I think this propaganda made so deep and bad things for Russian people, that the mind of Russian people is so changed that if Putin will go out from power, I don't believe that Russia will stop the war.
Well, you have made an incredible book, you and the rest of the world's cartoonists, really countering Putin's narrative. I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Vladimir Kazanevsky, for coming in to speak with us again. That's Ukrainian cartoonist Vladimir Kazanevsky. A reminder that this special collection from Cartooning for Peace comes out on March 2nd.